Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Elaine and I'm living with autoimmune disease. Today I have a confession. I deal with a lot of health guilt. And I wanted to share with you all because I know that I might not be the only person that is tackling this in my health journey. And if you are a caregiver or a friend of someone with chronic illness, I am going to open my mind to you so that you can understand a little bit about what's going on in the workings of our mind. If you have chronic illness or autoimmune disease, you might already understand what health guilt might be. So raise your hand if you feel like you have ever put yourself in a situation where you are responsible for your diagnosis or the lack of a medication working, or for maybe the flare that you're in right now. I know I'm not the only one. I realize that we all have this feeling that maybe we did something to get here. So in October, I shared with you all a little bit about my vitamin C deficiency. I know I keep talking about it a lot, but really that is what's going on. And that is like the big thing in my life right now. But in October, when I was diagnosed with the vitamin C deficiency, scurvy, I felt responsible. Like, did I do something? Did I not eat enough fruit? Somehow my failings as a person got me to that scurvy diagnosis. And oftentimes it is a lack of vitamin C in diet that causes scurvy, but I knew I had been eating things with vitamin C in it. So I couldn't understand how I got there, but I somehow felt responsible for that diagnosis, responsible for where I was at. I couldn't really just sit back and believe that maybe my body was not working or absorbing vitamin C the way it should be. But that health guilt isn't just with me for the vitamin C deficiency, but oftentimes I feel responsible for the flares I get in. And I'm not talking about, we know when we do too much that we flare the next day, but I'm talking about those flares that just creep up for no apparent reason. The mornings you wake up and your hands are swollen or your wrists won't work or your muscles feel like you've run a marathon while you were sleeping and you can't pinpoint why that happened. You didn't overdo it the day before. Oftentimes I will feel like I didn't adhere to my anti-inflammatory diet strictly enough and I ate too much sugar, or maybe my SIBO has flared up because I didn't adhere to the non-FODMAP diet so closely and I'm responsible for it. I sometimes felt responsible when medications didn't work for me. If they worked for somebody else and they've had a great experience with it. Personally, I remember Xeljanz. People really loved Xeljanz and they talked so highly of it. So I was really excited when I got this chance to try it. And then I somehow felt this failing, that it didn't work for me, even after staying on it for 3 months, that, you know, the side effects weren't as great as the benefits and my inflammation markers didn't come down and I still felt terrible. I somehow felt like I messed up. Was I not taking it right? Why was it working for other people and not me? I wasn't responsible that the medication didn't work for me. Sometimes medications don't work for a particular patient. But I kept trying to rationalize why it didn't work for me. It's cold and flu season, and I know for a lot of us, we feel responsible when we get sick with an acute illness. Who were we around? Where were we at? Were we not careful? Did we not hand sanitize? Did we not wash our hands after touching something? We always feel very responsible for our lack of health. Autoimmune disease and chronic illness is pretty much out of your control. We never know what we're gonna get. You never know the diagnosis that is around the corner, the companion to whatever it is you have, vitamin C deficiency. So if you're carrying a lot of health guilt, why don't you join me? My goal for the new year is to try to let go and just know that things happen because, not necessarily something I did that caused it. You're doing the best you can with the cards you've been dealt. Let's face it, we're pretty much all playing blackjack and we're holding like a 15 or 16. It's what we've been dealt. We're doing the best we can. I feel like it's an emotional side of chronic illness and autoimmune disease that no one talks about. When I feel this guilt, I think that I'm alone. but I know that I'm not because I have talked to other patients who do feel this, but it seems like nobody ever talks about this part of the illness. Our doctors don't seem to understand that a patient feels this level of guilt when we're in their office, that somehow we've done something for the recent diagnosis or we've done something that makes the medication not work. If you've all experienced health guilt, like I do, leave me a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below and share your experience with me. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to come along on my adventure, I would love to have you. The more friends, the more better. Hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And until my next adventure, go have yours.